I guess. All right. So we're gonna get started on this lesson. This first part will actually help you with your warm up if you're not done with it. So.
What is
outside is 2. You want to type in 2?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
So what goes outside?
Get it trim, Lil.
Alright. So remember, what we did last Wednesday, and what we're doing now, is we are simplifying radicals. Which is kind of like if we simplify fractions. Like, for example, 4/8. If I were to simplify, that's really 1/2, right? That's kind of the same idea that we're doing, but this time we are doing it with radicals, or square roots specifically. This little divide type symbol here is called a radical, and this specific radical is a square root. In Algebra 2, you'll get to other radicals. So help me, Magi, to say that again.
Help.
Where's Junior?
Okay. So we're going to simplify 54 into 7.
Oh, there's that guy. There's the amigo.
Okay.
Here.
Okay. So what we need to do is to simplify this, we're not going to get any decimals. I don't want any decimals at all today. So to simplify, we're going to take 54 and we're going to split it up as much as we possibly can. So 54 is really 2 times
27.
I give you a chance. I give you a chance. Between you and Luis.
What did I do?
27.
Oh, that's 27.
Gave you a chance.
Oh,
Wait for it.
I should have just said 27.
Okay, so we're going to split up 54 as much as we possibly
Fix my
can.
lock.
So if you can remember back when we did greatest common factor stuff, it's the same kind of thing. So 54 is 2 times 27. But 27 is really 3 times 9, right? But 9 is really 3 times 3, right? So we split up 27 into as small of numbers as possible. I had a 2, a 3, a 3, and another 3.
And a 2.
Up 3.
And a
2.
1 times
And a
3.
2, yeah. Okay. But this time I've got this n to the 7th here, right? 5 n to the 7th. How many n's is that?
27.
No, take off the 2. It's 7, right? So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I split this up as much as possible. And now it's just like your warm-up, just like what we did last Wednesday. Square roots are kind of special. Whenever you have a pair of the same thing inside of a square root, the pair gets squished together and kicked out. So let me just rewrite this here. I had a 2 times a 3 times 3 times 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? So what do I have a pair of inside here?
3.
I got a pair of 3s, right? A pair of 3s are going to get kicked out. But I have a pair of n's here, don't I?
And then another
So
pair.
a pair of n's is going to get kicked out. Then I have another pair of n's that's going to get kicked out. And then I have a third pair of n's. They're all going to get kicked out.
And the last n.
So, and then I got a single n is just going to stay inside chilling because he doesn't have a pair to go with. So, a pair of 3s got kicked out, so I got a 3 out here. Pair of n's, I got an n. I got a second n. And then I got a third n that all got kicked out, right? Remember, pairs squish together and then get kicked out.
3 n's.
And then let's see, inside here I still have a 2 times a 3 times an n. Alright, we're actually almost done with this one. So I've got a 3 on the outside, right? And then if I have 3 n's, that's going to be n to what power? 3. I have 3 n to the 3rd on the outside. And then I'm going to go square root. And on the inside I have a 2 times 3, which is 6. And then I got this single n just chilling. So that's it, we're done.
He said that.
Wait, where'd you?
Yeah,
Oh,
actually.
never mind.
Come back on.
Never mind.
Sure. I know you missed the first lesson, so
I thought
It just adds like 7
I was gonna
n's.
ask how'd you get the 6, but you didn't.
it just multiplied roots. Yep. All right, let's keep going. We'll do another one, then you guys will try 1 or 2. Okay, we're going to simplify 32x to the 4th. So I'm going to go 32x to the 4. And Kinsey, start us off. What can I multiply to get 32? Don't listen. They're wrong. They had one chance and they blew it.
14.
What type was it?
16.
It's 8.
8 times 4.
4.
8 times 4, right? Okay.
Yeah.
But Ruben, what's 4 really?
2.
Yes. 2 times 2, right? Majai, what's 8 really? No.
No.
2 times 4, right? So I'm going to cross it out. 2 times 4. Oh wait, we just said 4 is really a 2 times a 2, right? Okay, Elizea, if I fix with a 4, how many x's do I need over here?
4.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. And you know what? I'm going to save myself a little bit of work, and I'm just going to write my square root right here, and I'll hit stuff out. Because I'm feeling lazy today.
X. X.
So, just keep in mind, some of these are crossed out. Make sure you actually cross them out so you don't see them.
No.
Okay. Adelia, what do I have a pair of?
We have a pair of 2
Okay, what else?
and X.
Pair of x's. What else?
And we have a pair of. That's all.
Be careful, we got some more.
Oh,
We have another pair of 2's, don't we?
yes.
And we also have another pair of x's.
Oh, I did
So make
not
sure
see
you get everything. Okay, so I get a pair of 2's, another pair of 2's, a pair of x's, and then another pair of x's. What's the only thing that's going to be left over? Inside here. Just a 2.
Just the door.
This 1, 2 is going to be in here chilling. Okay. So a 2 got kicked out, another 2, an x, and then an x. So I had a 2 times x, and inside I just got a single 2 chilling. Okay, I got to go through and multiply what's left. 2 times 2 is 4. X times x is x squared, and then I'm going to go square root 2. That's all it's left.
No.
That's our
This
answer.
is my final answer. We're done. Okay, let's do this next one real quick.
Oh, real quick.
Let's see if we can, maybe we can figure out a little bit of a shortcut. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to see if we can figure it out.
Is there a shortcut though?
Just with the variables. Yeah.
Okay, 13 is a prime number. You can't.
That's true. So let's look at it. All
Do you
right.
have one?
I have 13 q to the 9, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay,
There you go,
13.
Lily.
Like Lily and Beto said, that's prime. Can I split apart 13?
Yeah.
No. No.
Thank you.
Can't. So I'm just going to leave it as 13.
Lifesaver.
And then I have q to the 9. How many q's is that?
9.
You guys want to write out 9 q's?
No, we just write out
So let's see if we can, let's see if I can show you a bit of a shortcut.
9.
Okay, if I have 9 q's, I'm going to change this to be q to the 8th and q. Okay, when it comes to variables, if you have exponents on them, make your exponent even, and then the even exponent's going to get kicked out, and when it gets kicked out, it gets divided by 2, is our shortcut. Okay, so let me write down, let me go through that again, actually show you. Put my square root here. I don't have any pairs of numbers, right? I just have 13, so it's going to stay. But, if I have q to the 8th, it's going to get kicked out, and it's like you split it into,
So we
let me think about it way. It'll be 4, yeah. So, when it gets kicked out, there's only half of them left. So like a pair of 2's got kicked out, half of them was left, that's only a single 2, right? Normally they're just pairs, but this one, when it's q to the 8, it gets kicked out, there's only half left. I'm going to have q to the 4 outside here. It's going to get kicked out. But when you do this, make sure the exponent is even. So because it was odd, I had to split one off and keep a little single one out. So q's got kicked out, and there's only half of them left now, and it's just a 4. q4 is left on the outside. And I have a 13 left on the inside, and a q left on the inside. So q to the 4 got kicked out. Then I'm going to go square root of 13q for my final answer. So your exponents do have a bit of a shortcut, but nothing else for the number really. Alright, you guys are going to do this next one, but let's do that exponent part in this one. If you have z to the 15, first thing you do is make it even. Make it z to the 14, and then a single z. Okay? When z to the 14 gets kicked out, how many are left?
7.
Yep, 7. So you're only going to have 7 left. If you don't like this shortcut, you can do it the long way, and it'll work fine every time. It just takes more time. So if you wanted to write out 15 z's on here, that's fine. or you can use your shortcut, which says if you have even exponents, they get kicked out, and there's only half of them left. Okay, I want you to finish off this one in the box.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Alright.
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about this?
So just do it one. Okay, so 18, what you do right here? 18 Z 15, right?
That's right,
So
right?
18, and how can you get 18?
That's lovely, but
I don't even know how to do that.
So you can still try, so you can still do 9 times 2 and still add the Z.
Yeah.
Because that equals 13.
Yeah,
So you can do it first.
Bet you can still do the 9 times 2.
You still gotta change the 9.
Yep, you still gotta change the 9. Okay. So if you have Z to the 15, how many Z's is that? Okay, so right there.
Sick.
Wait,
Okay, and then just a Z, single Z. Okay. Alright, put your squares back there. Just on the top of everything. And, okay, so that's gonna get kicked out. Okay, go ahead.
Do I really want to write out
And how many are left
15
after you get
Z's?
kicked out?
No building
Okay.
challenge.
It's right there.
No building.
It's funny because I didn't
When it
build.
gets kicked out, there's only half of them left. So if you start with 14, there's gonna be 7. So 7
Oh,
go.
I was doing no kill challenge.
Why did you feel like that was right there with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, anything else that's gonna be kicked out?
You know, like.
Yeah.
Look at yours.
Okay, what do you have left inside?
We could just design for and for basketball. So
That was pretty sure.
They're all trying to keep that.
oh yeah.
Hey, go big. I was gonna say change,
Alright, let's go over this one. Okay.
No, going against
Can I
Xbox,
put
going
two
against
in
Xbox and PC players? No.
3 times, yeah. 3 times 6.
I wanna play?
Yep, okay. So you're all, so we're gonna have Z7 got kicked out, right?
It's just always that one.
And we're gonna have a, we got a pair of 3s, right? So it's like,
Bro, you gotta play that.
whenever you have more than one,
Is it
half of them are gonna be left over and kick them out. So you're gonna have a single 3 gets kicked out. It's like they squish together and you got a single one left. Yeah, so 3. You get Z7, right? Because I got
I played with some.
Z7
I
there.
played with this.
Okay, is there anything else that's gonna get kicked out?
No, you didn't.
I played with that kid. He's.
Oh, no. Cross out the 18.
The kid,
Erase it because you already split it up right here.
He's
Right?
good.
the kid that destroyed you guys.
Alright, so then put your square root. And what's left?
It was actually a bucket.
No, no.
No, quick.
That's it.
He was like sprinting down the court while.
Kenzie, quit messing with my stuff.
I don't have nothing.
No, it's such a good game.
Just till the end of the notes.
No, after notes maybe.
I wish she was actually. I wish
That's
she
your
was actually
pencil.
perfect.
That's your pencil. I got
Did you hear
nothing.
I wish she was actually perfect.
He's nothing.
Jamie Tyson.
It's like a freshman team trustees. The JV was cool.
What your freaking wake up?
Remember I was best player.
Alright, let's go over this one.
He's on, he's on, he's on.
I'm dead.
He's on.
Keep going over it, don't worry.
Oh, no, don't go over yet. I didn't do it.
Okay, so we already split up the Z's, Z14 and then just a Z, right? But we need to split up 18. Let's see. Nobody's at that task.
Damn, I love my life.
Beto, how can I split up 18?
Benno.
God damn, I love my life.
What do I get when I split up 18? Or at least the first part.
2, 60, what?
Okay, Beto, what times what is 18?
27.
No, don't listen. Leave him alone, Luis. Okay, Luis.
I was better.
Come answer.
Helping him.
No.
I wasn't here last week.
No, that's why I roll over it. Okay,
Smartest kid in school, Beto.
Wasn't here last
I
week.
know, we're going over it right now. Leave him alone. We're going over it. Okay, what times what is 18? 9 times 2, right? Okay, but I want to split it up in as small of numbers as possible. How can I split up the 9? Yeah, and do 3 times 3, right? Okay. Alright, so I got it split up now.
Is that wrong?
So I'm going to put my square root back here. Alright. And inside this square root, Magi,
What's up?
what's going to get kicked out?
The 3 and 7 Z's.
Yep, so 3's are going to get kicked out.
7Z.
And this group of Z14, it's going to get kicked out. And when it gets kicked out, there's only half of them left.
Z4.
So Z7. Alright. And then what is left inside, Luis? What's left inside? Luis.
27? Oh,
Okay.
oh wait.
There's a 2 left and a 2 left.
Oh, the 2Z.
Yep, I got a 2 and I got a Z left. I'm going to go 2 Z's.
27.
And that is my final answer. Nothing else I can do with it.
I'm the final
Alright. There you go. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is very similar. And you guys have already done something similar to this, actually. So we're going to do the simplified form of negative m and then square root of 80 m to the 9. So what we're going to do is we're going to simplify the radical, the square root like normal. And this negative m, we're going to ignore until the very end. It's going to come back at the very end. And we're going to use it. So for right now, we're just going to ignore it. And we're going to go 80 m9. So we need to split up 80. I think we're on Lily. What's 80? 8 times 10. Okay. 80 is 8 times 10. Greg, what is 10 really?
25.
2 times 5, right? What about 8?
24.
9, 5. Let's see. 8 is really 2 times 4. But wait, 4 is really 2 times 2, right? Okay. Luis, what should I do with M9? I was talking about. Right, I got M9, right? Is the 9's not even, is it?
I didn't hear you.
I have m to the 9th, right? Is 9 even? No. So we have to split it up a little bit, right? So we're going to go m8 and then just m. If it's already even, you don't need to do anything. Like on this next one that we're going to do, it's an x4, right? I don't need to split it to x3 and then x. I just leave it as x4. Okay?
Is it me or is it something?
Yeah, it's my 3D printer.
Oh,
It's a 3D printer. Okay.
Yeah, Ruben.
All right, Ruben, what's going to get kicked out?
The 2s.
Got some 2's get kicked out here. What else?
Thought you got me, huh?
What else? What else, Ruben?
What?
What else is going to get kicked out?
The M4.
Yep, we're going to have, well, the M's are going to get kicked out, right? And when they get kicked out, we're going to have an M4. And then there's one more thing. What's he missing, Magi? What's he missing? We have another pair of 2's in here. Even though they're not next to each other, they still count as a pair. So they don't have to be next to each other to get kicked out. So we had a 2 got kicked out, a second 2 got kicked out. And let's see, I've got a 5 and just a 5 left over, right, on the inside. And an M left over on the inside.
What about the negative M?
Okay, that's where it's going to come back now. Okay, so I kick stuff out, right? This negative M is going to go out here, and it's going to come down just like it got kicked out. So I'm just going to bring negative M back here. So let's go through it, okay? What number is in front of this M right here? This negative. Negative, though, makes it negative 1. So that's really a negative 1 M right there. Okay? So I'm going to multiply all the numbers together. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. How many M's do I have now? If I have an M here and 4 here, how many is that total? 5. Remember it, that's a negative 1. It's not, that's negative 1 M, not M for the negative 1. So be careful.
No, I don't get it.
Okay. Let me get this more split. Okay.
One more.
I have negative
I don't get it.
M, right? That's a negative 1 times M, isn't it?
Yes.
And then I still had a times 2 times 2 times M4. Okay? When you multiply all the numbers together, what do you get? What's negative 1 times 2?
Negative 2.
Times 2?
Negative 2. Negative 4.
Negative 4, right?
Okay.
Okay. So I just took care of all these numbers, and they're not there anymore. How many m's do I have now? How many? I have 4,
5.
and then 5.
Oh.
Negative 4 and 5.
Okay.
Okay, so I have negative 4, and then I got m to the 5th, because there's 5.
Oh my god.
Then I'm going to go square root of 5m, and I'm done. That's it.
No.
So, the only difference, when something's on the outside, it comes back like it got kicked out towards the end.
Okay, I don't understand
This
this
is
at all.
math.
Yes it is. Alright, let's do this next one together. We're going to do
What the?
2 square root of 9x to the 4th. So, we're going to ignore the 2. This stuff is easy. I don't know why you guys are complaining.
Yeah, this was
We can go back to AC Factory. I don't mind.
Probably
Don't bother
not.
me
I don't
any.
mind either.
AC factor
Okay.
is pretty easy.
So we're going to split up 9x to the 4th.
Give me anything that can study.
Oh, this is supply and
I
radical.
mean, you know,
Alright, if we're going to go 9x to the 4. Ashley, how many split up 9?
I barely passed.
3 times 3?
3 times 3. Okay. X to the 4 already has an even exponent, so I'm just going to go x to the 4. And we need to remember, we still have this 2 out here. We're not going to bring it back yet, but in a little bit. Alright. So I can put my square root here. Alizea, what's going to get kicked out?
The 3.
3 is going to get kicked out.
X2.
And some x's are going to get kicked out, right? Alright, so 3's got kicked out. There's
X2.
only one left. The x's got kicked out, and there's just x2 left. Is there anything left over inside?
No.
No.
So if there's nothing left, am I going to write it?
Mm-mm.
No.
But I can't forget, I have to bring this 2 back, because it started on the outside, so it's going to come back in here.
6x2.
So it's going to come back in, and everything is being multiplied together. I just forgot to put my little multiply sign right there. So 2 times 3 is 6, and I got x squared. There is no square root left, because there was nothing inside of it. So I just have 6x squared. Alright. Let me think. I think I want to stop it there. I want you guys to practice this. I was hoping we could shorten down this lesson, but this lesson's going to end up taking 4 days. That was day 2 of 4.
I think we can slow down.
4 days.
I think we can speed
Yeah.
up this lesson.
We're going all the way to part 4 on this, I think. Maybe even longer, but I'm going to hope we can do it together. Alright, so we're going to skip the rest. On your exit ticket, let me give you a different problem. Let's
Wow.
go for square root
Do you have no
of
confidence in us?
75x.
Rather not try that first.
27. Oh, you should be actually 27.
Alright, I want you to do this as your exit ticket problem.
Why'd you do actually 27?
Because I don't want to. I don't want to give you the satisfaction.
Because you hate us all.
Okay, so do this exit ticket. I'll turn on Socrative in a minute. And I will put your homework on Google Classroom in a minute.
What? To get to 75.